Battle Through the Heavens God, the Flame Emperor Chapter 316, as a gift to Xiaoyan, he will become a 10th grade doge. The extremely shocking feeling in Xiaoyan's heart could not be calm for a long time. At this time, Xiaoyan also completely knew why the Immortal Emperor in front of him treated him like this. Thinking about it, I don't know why. At the beginning, my ancestor had a chance to get the holy flame, but Xiaoyan's ancestor gave up and gave this opportunity to the Immortal Emperor, which is why he got the illustrious name of the Immortal Emperor. According to what the Immortal Emperor said, in the scene at that time, the Immortal Emperor's body was destroyed by the Immortal Flame, leaving only the body of his soul, and his own ancestor Xiaoyan was a genuine doupocanqion powerhouse. If Xiaoyan wanted to subdue this Immortal the Flames, you can think of it without any effort. But Xiaoyan didn't. After helping the Immortal Emperor condense his body, he also gave Immortal Flame a chance to choose. In the end, Immortal Flame chose the Immortal Emperor, and the ancestor Xiaoyan also left gracefully. Although Xiaoyan didn't know what happened in the middle, from the level of respect the Immortal Emperor had for his ancestor Xiaoyan and his attitude towards him, he knew that what the Immortal Emperor said was true, and just because of the daring of his ancestor Xiaoyan, even Xiaoyan felt inferior. Back then, after your ancestor Xiaoyan left, I relied on swallowing the flame of immortality, and my strength improved by leaps and bounds. In one fell swoop, he broke through the level of the 9-star doge and entered the realm of rank 9. Just when I was going to look for your ancestor Xiaoyan to repay my kindness, I don't know why it suddenly came out that your Xiao clan was wanted by the 7 realms. Then at the same time, the foreign evil clan also attacked aggressively. In the end, I also perished with hatred under the conspiracy of the evil race. However, it seems that some of the strengths in these 7 realms may have some relationship with the foreign evil clan. After all, the foreign evil clan and the wanted Xiao clan all came too suddenly. The Immortal Emperor also thought slowly. Well, Xiao clan also said solemnly, and then carefully memorized these words in his heart. However, I still want to thank your Xiao clan. If it wasn't for your ancestor Xiaoyan, then there would be no Immortal Emperor in this world. The Immortal Emperor also said slowly, but there was more in the voice. It is gentle. Obviously Xiaoyan is a member of the Xiao family, so this Immortal Emperor deliberately did it. The next moment, the face of the Immortal Emperor in front of him also became ugly, apparently remembering something unpleasant. Senior Xiaoyan also noticed that the Immortal Emperor's expression suddenly became sad, and immediately said, "It's okay, I just remembered some unpleasant things." The Immortal Emperor also murmured, obviously because he just remembered something about the evil race outside the territory. The terrifying level of the evil race outside the realm. The terrifying level is that the powerhouses of their own level are. But it's better that you don't know these things now. The Immortal Emperor also said slowly, "But you are really amazing. You have an incredible flame at a young age. Although the flame on your body is not as powerful as the holy flame, it is still very good. Even me, I have to guard against it. And what puzzles me the most is, before I fell, I also got the news that the Xiao clan has been wanted by the 7 realms, so it is impossible for any of the Xiao clan to appear. Where did you come from?" The Immortal Emperor also wondered. Since it was confirmed that the person in front of him was a member of the Xiao family, it was natural to ask him clearly. To be honest, I broke through from the Douqi continent. Xiaoyan also did not hide it, and said to the Immortal Emperor. The Immortal Emperor in front of him is also someone who can be trusted, and what to say, this Immortal Emperor is just a remnant soul. Douqi continent. Impossible. During the war 10,000 years ago, all the Emperor's energy in the lower middle plane had been exhausted, and it was impossible for a Dousheng to advance. The Immortal Emperor also denied it. What my disciple said, can it be fake or not? A deep breath also slowly emanated. Then, the Golden Dragon King above Xiaoyan's head also appeared as his original figure. Golden Dragon King. The Immortal Emperor also shrank his pupils tightly, looking at the familiar figure in front of him. The Immortal Emperor would not feel wrong about the breath of the Golden Dragon King. After all, the Golden Dragon King was the strongest in the entire Dragon clan back then. The Immortal Emperor clearly remembers that the Golden Dragon King and the Xiao clan made great contributions to the battle with the foreign evil clan back then. I just don't know why this Xiao clan is still wanted by the 7 realms. As for the Golden Dragon King, it seems that he has disappeared since the war. It is rumored that he fell in the war of the evil race outside the territory. Why are you here? The Immortal Emperor was also extremely shocked. The Xiao clan naturally has descendants. Don't forget that there is an intermediate plane in the human world, the Douqi continent. Where did the first Xiao clan bloodline come from? But no one has been promoted to the Douqi continent for 10,000 years in the Douqi continent, so it was slowly forgotten. However, this does not mean that the Douqi continent does not have Emperor Qi, but it has Emperor-grade medicinal pills, so. The Golden Dragon King also laughed slowly. I can't think of how many secrets this kid has. The Immortal Emperor also sighed slowly. Because the Immortal Emperor knows that the Golden Dragon King in front of him is the most powerful being in the dragon race. A powerhouse comparable to the king level of a foreign evil race. Terror is also close to the powerhouse of the god of war. The Immortal Emperor also sighed secretly. In that case. Time is running out. My 10th rank Dou Emperor is a gift to the descendants of the Xiao clan, and I have already repaid Senior Xiaoyan's kindness. The Immortal Emperor also spoke slowly. As the voice of the Immortal Emperor just fell, the body in the hall exudes golden light, and an invisible wave spreads slowly above the body. It's really a terrifying fluctuation. Xiaoyan also stared at the tiny rays of light above the golden body. In Xiaoyan's perception, if even a little bit, then, relying on his current defense, even if he is terrified, he will be seriously injured. This Immortal Emperor is truly a terrifying existence. This is just some means to protect the 10-rank Dou Emperor. The Immortal Emperor also said slowly, "Go, Xiaoyan." The Immortal Emperor also spoke slowly. There were some different emotions in his voice, and then his pupils also became deep. This, Junior thanks Senior. After Xiaoyan finished speaking, he bowed slowly to the Immortal Emperor in front of him, then no longer hesitated, and walked slowly towards the golden body in the hall. This is that the body of a 10th rank Dou De. Xiaoyan approached the golden body, and also found some strange things on this body. According to Xiaoyan's estimation, I am afraid that with all of his attacking methods, he will not be able to break this golden Dou Emperor body. Chapter 317, Refine the Immortal Body. What a tyrannical Dou De. Xiaoyan also stared at the golden body in front of him, and then muttered. With his excellent perception, Xiaoyan can also discover how powerful energy is contained in this small golden body. I am afraid that even if it is the body of the Emperor Yan that he condensed on the Douqi continent, it is compared with the body of immortality. Also less than 1 in 10,000. Xiaoyan also said with a smile. The next moment, the palm containing the milky white flame also slowly walked towards the immortal body. Shabu shabu. Xiaoyan's palm just came into contact with the immortal body, and an extremely terrifying repulsive force forcefully isolated Xiaoyan. This immortal body seems to be quite resisting me. Xiaoyan also frowned, and then whispered. My immortal body ranks second to the top 10th rank, if there is no special means. This 10th rank Dou Emperor's body is nothing but bland. The Immortal Emperor also said slowly to Xiaoyan. Exercise your soul power, enter this immortal body, and condense the soul rune on its forehead, and you can also gain its control and use rights. The Immortal Emperor also said to Xiaoyan. Yeah. Xiaoyan closed his eyes when he heard the words, preparing to mobilize the huge soul power. Hey, your immortal body is not weak. I remember that you used this immortal body to fight against foreign evil races. The Golden Dragon King also said slowly. On the other side, the remnant soul of the Immortal Emperor seemed to be whispering something to his master, the Golden Dragon King, but Xiaoyan didn't listen. After all, Xiaoyan knew what the two said without even thinking about it. It might be some secret. Therefore, Xiaoyan is also immersed in the immortal body in front of him. The body of a Dou De, a method that only a strong Dou De can display. With the body of a fighting emperor, a huge energy giant will form around his body and slowly dominate himself, thereby improving his attack and even defense ability. Xiaoyan was also gearing up, and then a huge soul force emerged instantly, rushing away towards the golden complexion. Xiaoyan's soul power just came into contact with the golden body. A golden light on the surface of the golden body resisted Xiaoyan's invasion, and an indescribable terrifying pressure also emanated from the golden body. Shabu shabu. What a terrifying coercion. Xiaoyan's left knee was also instantly suppressed by the huge coercion above the golden body, and he knelt down. But that's not enough. The next moment, the clan tattoo on Xiaoyan's forehead also lit up, and then the breath burst out. Xiaoyan raised his left knee bit by bit as he gritted his teeth, and then Xiaoyan instantly increased his soul power. The next moment, the terrifying soul power also broke through the golden light around the golden body, and then suddenly broke through the golden light. The rays of light flowed smoothly into the golden body. The golden and transparent body seemed to recognize Xiaoyan at the moment when Xiaoyan's soul power poured in, and the terrifying coercion disappeared instantly without a trace. Give it to me. Xiaoyan shouted loudly, then looked at the golden body in front of him. His soul power was on his forehead. Then the next moment, within the golden transparent body, on its illusory forehead, a mysterious soul rune slowly formed under the control of Xiaoyan's soul power. Hoo. A rune was formed on the forehead of the golden transparent body he saw. Xiaoyan also hurriedly withdrew his soul power, sat down and gasped for breath. Simply condensing the soul runes on the golden body consumed almost all of Xiaoyan's soul power. Xiaoyan didn't even doubt that even if it was one step at night, his fate would be quite miserable, but fortunately it didn't happen in the end. Since the runes have been condensed, this immortal body will also be yours in the future. I hope that it will show a more dazzling brilliance on the outside. The soft voice of the Immortal Emperor slowly rang in Xiaoyan's ears. Xiaoyan heard the words, nodded slowly to the Immortal Emperor, and then his eyes were also fixed on the golden transparent body in front of him. Since he just condensed the runes on this body, Xiaoyan can also feel that he seems to have a close connection with this immortal body. After a short rest, Xiaoyan also knew that this time was waiting for no one, so he simply absorbed the immortal body in front of him. Because Xiaoyan also knows that with his current self, if he wants to absorb this immortal body, the time required for terror is extremely long. Because Xiaoyan also knows that with his current self, if he wants to absorb this immortal body, the time required for this is extremely long. Sissy. Xiaoyan no longer hesitated, then the corner of his mouth opened, and the huge suction force immediately sucked the immortal body into his body. When the body of immortality entered Xiaoyan's body, an extremely ancient aura that seemed to contain immortality also slowly emanated. At the same time, Xiaoyan's entire body also emitted a humming sound of bones. Obviously, the tyranny of this immortal body is far beyond Xiaoyan's estimation. Damn it. If it goes on like this, the body will explode. Xiaoyan also found that he was careless, and just tried to solve the matter of this immortal body. This is just when Xiaoyan was devastated, the Xiao clan's tattoo that appeared on Xiaoyan's forehead also exuded an extremely huge force, and then the immortal body that was still struggling before felled Xiaoyan after the power of Yan, it slowly fell silent like a deflated balloon. Although Xiaoyan was puzzled, he didn't have time to think about it. He closed his eyes and sat down on the ground. Then, around Xiaoyan, a golden light mixed with immortality also slowly emerged, and an illusory and solid body also slowly appeared around Xiaoyan. 10 feet. 20 feet. When the golden energy giant attached to this kid's body reaches 100 feet, it will be the time for this kid to succeed. The Immortal Emperor also spoke slowly. Yeah. The Golden Dragon King heard that, and was quite satisfied with Xiaoyan, and then said something to the Immortal Emperor, and then the space returned to calm. Boom boom boom. This is. The only people waiting outside the hall at this time were Mu Suze and Zhu Lao. Someone has gained immortality. Elder Zhu also concluded. When Zhu Lao was young, he entered the place where the Immortal Emperor fell, so he is very familiar with this fluctuation. It's really some scary little guys. I just didn't know that little guy had such good luck. Elder Zhu also laughed slowly. Old Zhu, then this matter will definitely be known to the Suan Ling royal family. After all, we, Dodi, built it together with them back then. Mu Suze said with great concern. If you know it, you will know it. It's true that I can't do it without Duxian in the burning incense pavilion. After Lao Zhu finished speaking, a sense of pride also permeated the hall. Could it be that the cabinet leaders and the others? Mu Suze also laughed. He is very clear about the heavy weight of Duxian. If their burning incense pavilion also has a Duxian powerhouse, then other things are not to be feared. After all, the Douxian powerhouse shocking vision is. Report. Outside the expensive house of the Suan Ling royal family, an attendant said. In a panic. Tell me. King Suan Ling, who was inside, also spoke slowly. Following King Suan Ling's opening, the group of women surrounding him also closed their mouths, because they all knew that the king beside him had a bad temper. The immortal body in the burning incense pavilion. It seems that his disciple got it. The people outside the room also whispered. Bang bang bang. The entourage outside the door just finished speaking, and an extremely terrifying aura came from the door. Chapter 318, The Situation of Yukin devours the heart of the Ghost Emperor. What? An aura soaring to the sky also burst out from the room instantly, and the next moment King Suan Ling also came to the entourage outside the door. Holding the collar of the follower with one hand, he lifted the follower away from the ground, and stared at him fiercely. You say it again. King Suan Ling's angry voice echoed inside and outside the room. The immortal body in the burning incense pavilion was obtained by its disciples. The followers were also afraid of King Suan Ling, but they had no choice but to say, and then answer it yes. Bang bang bang. A series of voices also slowly came from the body of the follower. Damn it, burning incense pavilion, it's actually bad for me. King Suan Ling also stared at the location of the burning incense pavilion viciously, and then said hideously, at the level of the Suan Ling king, there are not many things to be interested in, but there is no doubt that the attraction of this immortal body to the Suan Ling king is unparalleled. Because King Suan Ling has also thought of countless ways, if he can obtain this immortal body, then he can also be promoted to Douxian by virtue of his immortal body. But I don't know why, King Suan Ling couldn't find the place to enter the immortal body at all, as if it was hidden. Now that it was actually obtained by the disciples of Burning Incense Pavilion, King Suan Ling was naturally extremely angry. The previous followers had already been turned into powder by the power of King Suan Ling. After all, the strength of this entourage was not reached by Emperor Dou, and in front of this King Suan Ling, he couldn't bear the anger of the peak Dou. It seems that it is imperative to advance to Douxian. Otherwise, the one who worshipped me would be dissatisfied with me for a long time. If I were promoted to Douxian, these things would naturally be self-defeating. King Suan Ling said in a low voice, and after speaking, his figure flashed strangely and disappeared in place. In the burning incense pavilion, Mu Yingying, Ludi, Mu Feng, and Xiaoyi also came out one after another. Only Xiaoyan was left in the Dou River. It's just that none of these four disappointed Mu Sizit. They all gained the status of a 6th-rank Dou Emperor. And Mu Yingying even gained the status of a 7th-rank Dou Emperor. This makes Mu Sizit, who has always been high-minded and low-handed, quite satisfied. You must know that even Elder Zhu in front of him only has the body of a 7th-rank Dou Emperor. It seems that this immortal body should be Xiaoyan's kid without a doubt. Elder Zhu on the side also said slowly, Immortal body. What is that? Mu Yingying also slightly parted her lips, and then said blankly, the body of immortality is simply the body of the most terrifying Dou in this Dou River. In other words, it is the body of a 10th rank Dou. Mu Sizhe also said slowly, the body of a 10th rank Dou. As soon as Mu Sizhe said this, the four people around suddenly raised shocking doubts. Because after they obtained the body of the Dou, they also knew the tyranny of the Dou's body. The body of a 6th rank Dou is so tyrannical, so how powerful should this 10th rank Dou be? Let's wait. After Mu Sizhe finished speaking, he also stared at Dou in front of him. Hearing the words, the four of them nodded in unison. Big brother is still big brother. Xiaoyi also said slowly, in the faraway place of the void, in a very dark place, on an altar, countless eerie ghosts filled the air, and at the same time, two familiar figures also appeared in the center of the altar. Taking a closer look, it is the red leaves and the ghosts of the secluded spring. Are you sure? Hongya also pondered for a while before opening the mouth and said, after all, the ghost of the secluded spring was too crazy when he said it. 60% sure. The ghost of the secluded spring on the side also spoke slowly. 60%. Hong Yi shook her head when she heard the words, and then stopped talking, staring at the ghost in the secluded spring in front of her. On that day, after they escaped from the infernal corpse forest, they found a dark place to retreat, and until today, all their injuries were fully recovered, and then they returned to the Red Mountain, and made such a move on the top of the mountain. At this time, the entire top of Hongshan was filled with a spooky ghost, and in the center of the top, a spooky formation slowly appeared. In the formation, it seemed that something was about to appear, which made Hong Yi quite uneasy. Looking at Yukin, the ghost of Yukin at this time also lost the appearance of a human, and the whole body was rotted to varying degrees, and it looked extremely terrifying. I hope it will be successful. Hong Yi also bit her lip slightly, then stared at a body beside her. That body is her lover. If the secluded spring is successful, then it will be much easier to resurrect her lover. After all, Hong Yi is also known from some ancient secret books. This twin ghost emperor has some mysterious powers that can revive others, so he is also with this twin ghost good deals. And now that the ghosts of the twin ghost emperors are on Yukin, it undoubtedly means that Yukin is the next twin ghost emperors, so Hong Yi has no choice but to do so. Get ready, wait until this time I completely devour the soul of the twin ghost emperors. In addition to the other half of the previous twin ghost emperors, I think it will be stronger than the twin ghost emperors at their peak. Yukin also showed his eyes, facing the red leaf road on the side. Yeah. Hong Yi heard the words and slowly put down her lover, then walked to the center of the formation and confronted Yukin. I'm going to start, I'll trouble you these days. After Yukin finished speaking, he also closed his eyes, and the next moment, a huge and incomparably evil aura also emanated from Yukin. Actually reached the level of 6-star Dou de peak. Hong Yi also muttered, obviously not expecting that this secluded spring was only the level of 5-star Dou de at first, but after swallowing the other half of Twin Ghost Emperor, it turned out to be promoted to 6-star Dou de peak level. This is appalling. Susu. The next moment, Yukin also suddenly took out his palm, which had become somewhat rotten. At the same time, a blood-red heart slowly appeared in the hands of the ghost of Yukin. Twin Ghost Emperor's heart. Hong Yi's pupils shrank tightly at this time, because around her, she had never seen such a thing, only heard of. According to legend, every ghost emperor, when they fall, they will leave their souls behind, and through special means, the ghost emperor heart can be extracted from their souls. The ghost emperor's heart is the core source of power for every ghost emperor. As long as the ghost emperor's heart is absorbed, the person who absorbs it will become a ghost emperor again. So this is the ghost emperor's heart. Hong Yi also spoke slowly. Da-da-da. A powerful heartbeat also came from the blood-red heart, but Hong Yi returned when she heard the heartbeat, and even her vindictive chi was in a state of solidification. Susu. You are mine. Yukin Ghost also didn't hesitate, opened his mouth and swallowed the ghost emperor's black heart. The ghost emperor Xiaoyan had just entered Yukin's body, and suddenly a shocking aura emanated from the top of Hongshan Mountain. Just as the blood-colored rays of light from the sky were about to appear, the formation at the foot of Yukin exuded a huge suction force, and that power was completely absorbed, and then it was fed back to Yukin, and so on. Hong Yi also withdrew from the formation, and then protected Yukin by the side. Although I don't know how long it will last, but I hope you can succeed. If you succeed in treachery, then I'll leave it alone. After Hong Yi finished speaking, she also slowly left here holding the body. At this time, the top of Hongshan Mountain was calm again. Chapter 319, Togu, the whereabouts of the immortal flame and the immortal golden body. Time passed day by day, and it had been a whole month since Xiaoyan entered the Dou River. During this month, the envoys of the Suan Ling royal family also came to the burning incense pavilion, and informed them of the qualifications they had promised to incense pavilion to enter the Suan Ling imperial pond. Of the Suan Ling imperial family. As long as the incense pavilion is ready, you can go there at any time. Xiaoyan, Mu Yingying, and Mu Feng are all qualified to enter the Suan Ling Emperor Pond. It's just that Xiaoyan hadn't come out of Dou River at this time, so it took some time. Since the 5 people entered the Dou River, the other 4 people also came out one after another 10 days later, but Xiaoyan was the only one who did not come out. In this regard, Zhu Lao and Mu Size were also quite helpless, so they had to give up and wait for Xiaoyan. After all, the 2 of them also have a lot of things to deal with. Wait for Xiaoyan again. A hearty laugh suddenly appeared in the hall, and upon closer inspection, it was Xiao Yi who spoke. Following his gaze, the other person in the hall was Mu Yingying. Don't talk nonsense, I just wanted to come and see if he came out. After all, it took us so much time, otherwise we could have soaked in the Suan Ling Emperor pond. Mu Yingying was also flustered, and after a short stay, she stayed a little bit, said after thinking. But it's almost too soon. Xiao Yi naturally found out that Mu Yingying was tacit, obviously what she said and what she did were obviously different, but Xiao Yi didn't expose it, she just let Mu Yingying do it. You say, will Xiaoyan be okay? It's been a month. Mu Yingying was also a little worried. Since Mu Yingying entered Dou River and obtained the rank 7 Dou Emperor, she has vaguely touched the threshold of the 5-star Dou Di, and it is just around the corner to break through. Probably not. For some special reasons, I can feel the state of my eldest brother. Big brother's Dou Qi in his body is getting more and more solid at this time. It's been a few days since he wanted to make a breakthrough. Xiao Yi also said slowly. As for the special reason, it is naturally impossible for Xiao Yi to tell Mu Yingying. I hope so. Then I'll go first. After Mu Yingying finished speaking, she also walked towards the main hall door with light steps. Hey, eldest brother, how do you explain to the two sisters-in-law like this? Xiao Yi also laughed. Obviously Mu Yingying's panicked expression just now was like a sneaky little girl looking at her lover. Unexpectedly, the Dou River in the main hall suddenly exudes an extremely huge aura. What's wrong? Mu Yingying just walked to the door, but she felt the change, and she hurried to the side of Dou River and said to Xiao Yi, Big brother should be out today. Xiao Yi also said, and after speaking, the two of them turned their eyes to Dou River. At this time, the Dou River, when viewed from the outside, is golden in color, and an aura that seems to contain immortality also permeates the entire Dou River. In a certain space in Dou River. Hey, this kid. I also said why it took so long to integrate a body of a Dou. So this kid has other plans. The Immortal Emperor also spoke slowly. Obviously, with his eyesight, he naturally knew that Xiaoyan spent so much time in order to absorb the immortal body. The second is to consolidate their own strength. At this time, Xiaoyan exuded an extremely huge aura, and the smell of immortality permeated around his body. On the surface of his body, an energy giant with several hundred meters was slowly wrapping Xiaoyan tightly. Originally, even if Xiaoyan was a 10th rank Dou, 10 days would be enough if Xiaoyan fused together, but Xiaoyan forced it into a month. The secret of this is Xiaoyan himself. Xiaoyan also knows that since he came to Suan 3 days, he has always been fighting at a higher level. Although his strength has improved rapidly, for the sake of the future, Xiaoyan has to put down his footsteps and slowly use this extremely pure immortal. The body consolidates the Dou Qi in the body. After all, a person's limit has a lot to do with the foundation. Once the foundation is shaken, it will also have a huge impact on its future. Therefore, Xiaoyan also used the time of fusing this immortal body to consolidate his own cultivation. In 1 month, Xiaoyan not only merged his immortal body, but also consolidated the Dou Qi in his body. This can be said to serve multiple purposes. It's about time. Xiaoyan also grinned, then suddenly opened his eyes, and an immortal golden aura also appeared. After Xiaoyan opened his eyes, he also found the immortal body of several hundred meters around him, and nodded in satisfaction immediately. The terrifying golden light was radiated from Xiaoyan's immortal body. With Xiaoyan's powerful soul perception, he could naturally feel that the immortal body that he merged with was probably just by virtue of his immortal body. Block the full blow of the 5-star Dou Di powerhouse. As for attacking, Xiaoyan is also confident. With the 7th layer breaking sky ruler in his hand, plus the fire lotus and some means, even dealing with a 5-star Dou Di powerhouse is easy. But this immortal body seems to be missing something. Xiaoyan said after feeling it for a while. Hihi, you kid, you are really shrewd. The Immortal Emperor also came to Xiaoyan from afar. Well, Xiaoyan also replied softly, obviously knowing that when he merged with this immortal body, the remnant soul of his master, the Golden Dragon King, and the Immortal Emperor also exchanged a lot. After all, the two of them are smiling maliciously at themselves now, apparently they have reached the same agreement. Hihi Immortal Emperor, then do as you say. The Golden Dragon King also smiled slowly. Boy, do you think this immortal body seems incomplete? The Immortal Emperor also smiled at Xiaoyan. It doesn't seem to be incomplete. Even if I push it to the limit, I can only display the level of a 9th rank fighting emperor. if you want to be sent to the 10th grade. It seems that something is missing. Xiaoyan also slowly opened his mouth while staring at the golden immortal body attached to his body. You feel good. If you want to push this immortal body to the limit, you must cooperate with the flame of immortality. The Immortal Emperor also showed a cunning look. Immortal flame. Xiaoyan's eyes also became hot, and then he was staring at the Immortal Emperor. Since the Immortal Emperor said that if he wants to push the limit of his immortal body, he must cooperate with the immortal flame, then even if the Immortal Emperor in front of him is just a remnant soul, he must know where the immortal flame is. Even the legendary immortal gold? This is the most powerful means of the Immortal Emperor. If Xiaoyan gets it, it will be extremely beneficial to his future. Senior. I don't know where this immortal flame is now. Xiaoyan also respectfully looked at the simple old man in front of him. Chapter 320, Exit. Still a pretty shrewd kid. The Immortal Emperor was also extremely satisfied with Xiaoyan. This satisfaction is not only because Xiaoyan has the blood of the Xiao clan and is the descendant of the previous senior Xiaoyun, but also because of this rare character of Xiaoyan, which also made this Immortal Emperor decide to take a gamble. After all, when Xiaoyan was merging the immortal body before, the Immortal Emperor also negotiated a lot with the Golden Dragon King. Through the conversation with the Golden Dragon King, he also learned a lot of things, so adding the Immortal Emperor's old and spicy eyesight, naturally it is not difficult to see that this Xiaoyan's kid can be favored by the peak-level powerhouse like the Golden Dragon King, which is naturally very extraordinary. I believe you can feel it too. At this time, I am just a remnant soul. After the fall, due to the pressure of the constant search of the evil races outside the territory, I had no choice but to live my immortal body in the Dou River of the Burning Incense Pavilion, but the place where I really fell, it's not here. The Immortal Emperor also spoke slowly. Oh, when Xiaoyan heard the words, he also put away the immortal body that surrounded his body, and then listened carefully with interest, and focused his gaze on the Immortal Emperor. Xiaoyan knew that this Immortal Emperor was definitely a great power. Whether it was the immortal flame or the immortal golden body, it was what Xiaoyan wanted, and now the Immortal Emperor said this, obviously with a bit of a carefree taste. I told you before that when I found the immortal flame, it was on Tianxing of the Sifang continent on the Dou continent. Tianxing continent forgets the end of the world. Xiaoyan also shook his head. Xiaoyan also knew that this Dou continent is divided into 4 continents. The weakest is located in the westernmost Suan Ling continent, and the middle strength is the easternmost Douyun continent, Tianxing continent in the northernmost and Hehai continent, the strongest in the southernmost. The strength of Tianxing continent is not a little bit stronger than that of Suan Ling continent. With your current strength, you will undoubtedly die if you go there. However, I can tell you clearly that this immortal golden body and immortal flame are indeed within the forgotten end of the sky in the Tianxing continent. Where is the specific existence forgetting the horizon? As long as you get close, the immortal body in your body will also guide you there. But you have to remember, if you don't have the strength of the 7-star Dou, you should not get involved in these two. Otherwise, after the Immortal Emperor finished speaking, he slowly shook his head. Obviously, his eyes became a little ugly, as if he remembered the terrifying scene of swallowing the immortal flame. This younger generation knows. Xiaoyan also bowed to the Immortal Emperor who was beginning to be slightly illusory in front of him. Hehe, it's not in vain for your Xiao ancestors to save my life. If you meet that senior Xiaoyun in the future, just say hello for me. The Immortal Emperor was also quite free and easy. By the way, there is one more point. Holy Flame is the most powerful nemesis of the evil tribes, but when the evil tribes attacked our 7 realms, it seems that these evil tribes still want to collect Holy Flames. Although I don't know why, but remember, the Holy Flame must never fall into the hands of foreign evil races. If the Immortal Flame is obtained by the evil race outside the territory in the future, remember to destroy it at all costs. At the end, the voice of the Immortal Emperor suddenly echoed in the mysterious space. This junior remember the teachings of seniors. Although Xiaoyan didn't know why, but what the Immortal Emperor said naturally had his reasons, and he immediately agreed. Let's go, my remnant soul has also taken away the protection of this immortal body. I hope that the next time we meet, you kid can be like this. The Immortal Emperor smiled slowly, and then the next moment, the figure also slowly it became illusory, slowly turning into golden fragments, and slowly dissipating in the hall. Let's go, it's time to go out. The Golden Dragon King stood aside from beginning to end, without interfering with the absoluteness of this Immortal Emperor. Master, is it possible that this Immortal Emperor is resurrected? Xiaoyan also looked at the Immortal Emperor who had been scattered into golden fragments with some difficulty, and then said, "These powerhouses are all fallen in the true sense. Even the angel family who masters the most powerful resurrection magic may not be able to revive them." The Golden Dragon King also said slowly, "Hey, let's go." Xiaoyan also sighed helplessly, then slowly stood up and walked towards the door of the main hall. Boom boom boom. Xiaoyan had just stepped out of the Immortal Emperor's hall, and the hall collapsed in the next moment, and the originally rather simple and ancient atmosphere was instantly reduced to ruins. This hall also exists to protect the immortal body. Now that the immortal body has a master, it also dissipates in this space. The Golden Dragon King also said, and the next moment the Golden Dragon King also returned to the ring in Xiaoyan's hands. Boom boom boom. The dazzling golden light also spread out from the Dou River. This aura, Mu Yingying, also became vigilant. Obviously, the strength of this aura was probably not comparable to that of Xiao Yi's peak stage 7-star Dou Emperor next to her, so she immediately watched vigilantly in Dou River. "Don't panic, this is my eldest brother." Xiao Yi also spoke slowly, and then Yashi smiled slowly at the golden figure. "Big brother, it's considered to be out, let's wait." Xiao Yi also strode forward with a fist that hit Xiaoyan on the shoulder. Everything went well. Xiaoyan also said to Xiao Yi, and apparently found that Xiao Yi's fist did not contain any strength. It was a collision between brothers. "It's fine." Seeing the two of them like this, Mu Yingying was quite puzzled, but she didn't ask any further questions. "Have you obtained the body of a 10th rank Dou? Xiao Yi also had a smile on his cheeks, and then said to Xiaoyan who was beside him, "Fortunately not to be disgraced." Xiaoyan also laughed. Obviously Xiaoyan also had absolute trust in Xiao Yi. "When you entered the Dou River, the four of us were all over in about 10 days. All of them obtained the body of the 6th rank Dou, and Mu Yingying obtained the body of the 7th rank Dou. Xiao Yi also said. Xiaoyan was not surprised either. To know the body of a Dou, it is usually only obtained by disciples who are extremely high-ranking students. This is enough to stir up the entire burning incense pavilion. And the Suan Ling royal family also sent someone here. When you get out of the customs, you can go ahead." Xiao Yi also smiled. Hearing this, Xiaoyan also laughed, although he didn't know what secrets this Suan Ling Emperor Pond had, but since it could be praised by countless people, it was naturally attractive. "By the way, Xiaoyan, an elder from the Hall of Human who led us to this river, asked you to find him when you go out. It seems to be called Old Zhu." Mu Yingying said to Xiaoyan as if she had remembered something. "Youngest bamboo." Xiaoyan also shook his head, and then slowly stepped out of the hall with the three of them. The Dou River was also darkening, and he didn't know when it would be opened again.
Hi. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get updated on my latest video. Thank you for watching.